On February 7, 2025, President Xi Jinping and his wife Peng Liyuan hosted a grand banquet at the Sun Island Hotel in Harbin, Heilongjiang Province to welcome international dignitaries attending the opening ceremony of the 9th Asian Winter Games. This event marks a significant moment in the Asian sports calendar, showcasing the region's growing enthusiasm for winter sports and fostering international camaraderie. Among the notable guests were the Sultan of Brunei Haji Hassanal Bolkiah Muizzaddin Wadala, the President of Kyrgyzstan Sadir Japarov and his wife Agul Japarova, the President of Pakistan Asif Ali Zardari, the Prime Minister of Thailand Paetongtarn Shinawatra, the Speaker of the National Assembly of South Korea Woo Won-sik and his wife, as well as President of the International Olympic Committee Thomas Bach and Vice President of the Olympic Council of Asia, Timothy Tsun Ting Phok. This impressive gathering of global leaders underscores the significance of the event and China's role in fostering international sports diplomacy. The city of Harbin, often referred to as the Ice City, was transformed into a winter wonderland adorned in silver and white as it celebrated the Spring Festival. During the banquet, Xi and Peng exchanged New Year greetings with their distinguished guests, creating an atmosphere of warmth and hospitality. A highlight of the event was a performance by 40 children dressed in traditional attire who sang the Heilongjiang folk song, the Wasuli River Boat Song, symbolizing the rich cultural tapestry of the region. In his remarks, Xi Jinping extended a heartfelt welcome to the dignitaries and emphasized the significance of the 9th Asian Winter Games. He noted that the event is set to break participation records, with more countries, regions, and athletes joining than ever before. The passion in China for ice and snow has swept across the nation, she stated, reflecting on the legacy of the Olympic Winter Games held in Beijing. He expressed confidence that with collaborative efforts from the Olympic Council of Asia and participating countries, Harbin would present a spectacular event that showcases Chinese culture and Asian unity. The theme of the Games, Dream of Winter Love Among Asia, resonates deeply with Xi's vision of promoting peace, development and friendship among Asian nations. He urged the countries to work together to build a harmonious and prosperous future, highlighting the importance of unity amid global challenges. She also pointed out that Harbin is a pivotal location for China's winter sports history and culture, asserting that the ice and snow economy is now a driving force for local development and international engagement. As the evening drew on, the dignitaries were treated to a display of Heilongjiang's intangible cultural heritage, further illustrating the province's rich traditions and welcoming spirit. The banquet not only celebrated the commencement of the Asian Winter Games but also served as a platform for strengthening diplomatic ties and cultural exchanges among nations. Looking ahead, the 9th Asian Winter Games presents an opportunity for China to enhance its global sports reputation and foster deeper international relationships through cultural and athletic exchanges. As nations come together to celebrate winter sports, the potential for collaboration and mutual growth in various sectors remains vast, promising a future of shared achievements and lasting friendships. In a stark demonstration of the Chinese Communist Party's ongoing drive for political loyalty, the People's Liberation Army (PLA) has launched a comprehensive education initiative aimed at instilling unwavering allegiance to President Xi Jinping among its senior commanders. This strategic campaign follows a series of high-profile purges within the military ranks, signaling a concerted effort to reinforce ideological conformity and combat readiness within China's formidable military establishment. On February 8, 2025, the Central Military Commission (CMC), which she chairs, issued a directive focusing on the key few, a term that encompasses senior military officials responsible for pivotal decision-making. The notice, released at the close of the Lunar New Year festivities, underscores the necessity of enhancing ideological training for these leaders. It states we should focus on the key few to strengthen their learning and ideological transformation to achieve greater actual results in learning, understanding, believing. An application of Xi's military thought. This campaign is framed as part of a broader initiative to align the military's objectives with Xi's vision, which emphasizes the need to unite hearts and forge souls within the ranks. The CMC's guidance encourages a deep, persistent study of Xi's writings on military strategy and governance, reinforcing the notion that loyalty to Xi is synonymous with national security. The educational push seeks not only to cultivate ideological fidelity but also to ensure that military personnel are prepared to implement Xi's directives effectively. The PLA's focus on ideological education comes in the wake of recent purges that have shaken the upper echelons of military leadership. Analysts suggest that these purges are indicative of Xi's intent to consolidate power and eliminate any potential dissent within the ranks. By targeting senior commanders, the campaign aims to create a cohesive military leadership that is firmly aligned with Xi's policies and goals, especially as regional tensions escalate and military readiness becomes ever more critical. William Zheng, a seasoned journalist covering the intricacies of Chinese politics, notes that this initiative reflects a larger trend within the Communist Party to prioritize ideological loyalty as a means of ensuring stability and control. The PLA is being molded into an institution where allegiance to Xi is paramount, and this campaign is a clear signal that any deviation from this path will not be tolerated, Zheng explains. The implications of such a campaign extend beyond the military. As China navigates a complex geopolitical landscape, the emphasis on loyalty and ideological unity could affect how the PLA engages in regional affairs and responds to international challenges. With Xi's government increasingly asserting its influence on the global stage, the military's readiness to act in accordance with the party's directives will play a crucial role in shaping China's foreign relations. As the PLA embarks on this ambitious educational endeavor, the broader question remains: how will this renewed focus on loyalty and ideological conformity impact the military's operational effectiveness? Observers will be keenly watching how the PLA adapts to these internal pressures while maintaining its readiness to confront external threats. With Xi Jinping at the helm, the intertwining of political loyalty and military readiness appears set to define China's strategic posture in the years ahead. In a significant diplomatic gathering, President Xi Jinping met with leaders of major international economic organizations at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing on December 10, 2024. This meeting comes at a time when the global economic landscape is marked by unprecedented transformations and challenges, prompting discussions on multilateral cooperation and shared development goals. During the meeting, President Xi expressed gratitude to the leaders for their ongoing support of China's modernization efforts. He emphasized the importance of viewing each other's development as opportunities rather than threats, stating, "We are not riding separately in some 190 small boats but are rather all in a giant ship on which our shared destiny hinges." His remarks underscored a call for global solidarity, cooperation, and mutual benefit, with a particular focus on the development of countries in the global south. Notable figures present included Dilma Rousseff, president of the New Development Bank, Kristalina Georgieva, managing director of the International Monetary Fund, Ajay Bunga, president of the World Bank Group, and Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, director general of the World Trade Organization. They collectively praised China's economic achievements, particularly in poverty reduction and its leadership in innovative productive forces. Rousseff highlighted that China's development achievements are recognized by the world, while Georgieva noted that China's high-quality development initiatives present enormous opportunities for global growth. President Xi addressed the pressing question of how to steer the world economy towards strong and sustainable growth. He pointed to the necessity of building an open world economy through collaborative efforts, innovation, and the integration of digital and low-carbon technologies. He cautioned against protectionism and economic decoupling, asserting, "Building small yards with high fences harms others without benefiting oneself." She reiterated China's commitment to a mutually beneficial international economic environment, asserting that economic interdependence should be seen as an asset rather than a risk. She further detailed the outcomes of the third plenary session of the 20th Central Committee of the Communist Party of China, indicating that China's economy has transitioned to a stage of high-quality development, contributing over 30% to global growth. He assured attendees of China's confidence in meeting its growth targets and its intent to continue expanding its engagement with global markets. China will continue to expand, opening up, align with high-standard international economic rules, and foster a first-class business environment, he stated. The Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) was also a focal point of discussion, with Xi highlighting its progress over the past decade and inviting international economic organizations to play an active role in its development. This initiative, he argued, serves as a platform for Global South countries to engage in China's growth narrative. In discussing global economic governance, she called for reforms to create a more equitable system that reflects the changing dynamics of the global economy. He emphasized the need for international economic organizations to adapt to new realities and ensure that the voices of Global South countries are represented. No matter how the reform of global economic governance is carried forward, it must adhere to the principle of extensive consultation and joint contribution for shared benefit, he reiterated. The meeting also addressed the complex relationship between China and the United States. She expressed a willingness to maintain dialogue and expand cooperation with the U.S., emphasizing that trade and technology disputes are counterproductive. Tariff wars and trade wars produce no winners, he said, urging a collaborative approach to manage differences and foster mutual growth. As the global community grapples with economic uncertainties and rising protectionism, this meeting signifies China's intent to assert its role as a pivotal player in international economic governance. The discussions set the stage for future collaborations aimed at fostering a more inclusive and equitable global economic environment with the potential for meaningful advancements in multilateral cooperation. Looking ahead, the commitment to reform global governance structures and enhance cooperation with developing nations may prove crucial in navigating the complexities of the 21st century economy. In a significant move underscoring the Chinese Communist Party's focus on military loyalty, the People's Liberation Army (PLA) has launched a comprehensive campaign aimed at reinforcing political allegiance to President Xi Jinping among its senior ranks. This initiative comes on the heels of high-level purges within the military, signaling an intensified effort to consolidate power and ensure an unwavering commitment to Xi's leadership. The Central Military Commission (CMC), which governs the PLA and is chaired by Xi himself, issued a directive emphasizing the need to concentrate on what it calls the key few, a phrase that denotes senior officials who wield critical decision-making authority. The notice insists that these individuals undergo a thorough ideological transformation, integrating Xi's military thought into their operational frameworks. We should focus on the key few to strengthen their learning and ideological transformation, the notice stated, urging commanders to deeply engage with Xi's original works and apply these teachings in practical contexts. This educational campaign, articulated as a means to unite hearts and forge souls, reflects the broader ambitions of the CMC to elevate the ideological commitment of the PLA to Xi's vision. The directive seeks to instill a sense of duty that aligns military objectives with the overarching political goals of the Communist Party, particularly as the PLA prepares to meet its centenary goals. The call for combat readiness remains paramount, ensuring that the military not only understands but also embodies Xi's vision of national defense. Simultaneously, Taiwan faces its own military challenges amid escalating tensions with China. As Beijing expands its military maneuvers, including joint sword exercises and incursions into Taiwan's air defense identification zone, issues of morale within Taiwan's armed forces have surfaced. Reports indicate that low morale is threatening Taiwan's defense capabilities, with some combat units struggling to maintain staffing levels as early retirements and discharges rise. The roots of this morale crisis can be traced back through Taiwan's tumultuous history, shaped by its fight for identity and the legacy of its military. Historical patterns of decentralization and factionalism have plagued the Republic of China (ROC) military, exacerbating issues of loyalty and efficacy. As Professor Liu Yangzhou noted, the early 20th century conflicts among local warlords laid the groundwork for a fragmented military structure where personal loyalties often overshadowed ideological commitment. In recent years, efforts to democratize the military and enhance civilian oversight have met with resistance, further complicating the situation. The legacy of authoritarian rule and the scars of the White Terror continue to resonate within Taiwanese society, impeding the military's ability to connect with the civilian populace. Recent reforms initiated by Defense Minister Wellington Koo aim to modernize the military and bridge the civil-military gap, yet bureaucratic resistance remains a formidable barrier. As both China and Taiwan navigate these complex military dynamics, the implications for regional stability are profound. The PLA's focus on ideological loyalty reflects a strategic imperative to strengthen cohesion within its ranks, particularly as external threats loom larger. Meanwhile, Taiwan's military is caught in a struggle to redefine its identity and rebuild morale in the face of an increasingly assertive Chinese posture. Looking to the future, the trajectory of both military establishments will be pivotal in shaping the security landscape of East Asia. For Taiwan, addressing the morale crisis through structural reforms and a renewed sense of identity will be essential for its defense strategy. As China continues to exert pressure, the resilience of Taiwan's military and its alignment with contemporary Taiwanese values will be tested like never before. The choices made by both parties in the coming months will not only influence their immediate military readiness but will also have lasting impacts on the broader geopolitical context in the region. In a pivotal moment for international relations, Chinese President Xi Jinping recently met with Nepali Prime Minister KP Sharma Ali in Beijing. As part of broader diplomatic initiatives aimed at strengthening ties with neighboring countries. This meeting, which took place on February 7, 2025, underscores China's commitment to fostering partnerships not just in Asia but across the globe, especially in the wake of significant geopolitical shifts. The backdrop of this meeting reveals a heightened emphasis on cooperation, particularly as China continues to navigate its role as a global leader amid changing dynamics. She expressed his aspirations for deepening the bilateral relationship between China and Nepal, highlighting the importance of mutual respect and shared development goals. We must work together to enhance our strategic partnership, focusing on sustainable development and economic collaboration, she remarked, emphasizing the need for a united front in addressing regional challenges. This meeting is part of a larger narrative, where China seeks to consolidate its influence through initiatives that extend beyond mere economic transactions. The focus on strategic partnerships aligns with China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), which aims to enhance connectivity and economic integration across Asia and beyond. Xi's dialogue with Ali included discussions on infrastructure projects vital for Nepal's development, reflecting a reciprocal commitment to uplift each other's economies. Moreover, the discussions were timely, coinciding with the opening ceremony of the 9th Asian Winter Games in Harbin. This event has drawn international attention, with various dignitaries present, indicating a robust platform for China to showcase its soft power. The Games serve as a stage for China to not only promote sports but also to highlight its capabilities in hosting large-scale international events, thereby fostering goodwill among participating nations. In another significant diplomatic engagement on the same day, she met with Woo Won-shik, the National Assembly Speaker of South Korea, where he reiterated the importance of bolstering the strategic cooperative partnership with Seoul. Xi's remarks underscored the long-standing ties between the two nations, which have flourished over the past 3 decades. Our bilateral ties have contributed significantly to regional peace and development, he stated, advocating for strengthened economic and cultural exchanges. As China navigates these diplomatic waters, it is also stepping into a role filled with responsibility, particularly in the realm of public health. With the United States retracting from its leadership in global health diplomacy, China has been quick to capitalize on this shift. Recent analyses show that China has substantially increased its health aid contributions, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic, positioning itself as a key player in global health initiatives. This is exemplified by its Health Silk Road program, which aims to provide medical assistance and infrastructure to developing countries. The implications of these diplomatic endeavors are vast. By fostering strong relationships with neighboring countries like Nepal and South Korea, China not only enhances its regional influence but also sets the stage for a more integrated Asian economic landscape. Furthermore, as the global health paradigm shifts, China's public health diplomacy could redefine its international standing, potentially overshadowing traditional powers like the United States. In conclusion, the recent meetings between Xi Jinping and international leaders reflect a strategic pivot toward cooperation, underscoring China's ambitions on the global stage. As these developments unfold, the world will be closely watching how China's approach to diplomacy, sports, and health will shape the future of international relations. The outcomes of these engagements could very well determine the trajectory of China's influence in the years to come, as it seeks to consolidate its position as a leader in an increasingly interconnected world.